What is your name?
My name is David Condra, C-O-N-D-R-A.
What branch of service were you in?
I was in the United States Marine Corps.
What was your rank?
My rank when I left was sergeant.
Where did you serve?
Mostly in the States.
What type of work did you prefer?
Mostly we were an infantry company, which is basically
What
just
war did
ground
you serve
troops.
in?
I got in 1963, and that was barely, the Vietnam War really started somewhere in 64, 65, and I was in for 8 years. And the reason we did not go to Vietnam was that they changed us to a tank division.
Where were you living at the time?
I was living in Floyd Knobs, Indiana.
Do you recall your first days in service?
Well, the very first days when I was getting ready to go to boot camp, and you remember that very well. You get off the bus, you got your DIs coming in there, and they try to shock you to death. And basically, I tell everybody the 90 days in boot camp at Parris Island was my favorite 90 days of my life. Strict and a lot of physical exertion, and I absolutely loved it.
What did it feel like?
Well, it felt wonderful. If you love extreme fitness, the history of the United States, and you love physical work and everything else, you love it.
Tell me about your training experiences.
Well, basically, in the Marine Corps in the boot camp, you do a tremendous amount of exercises. You've got conference courses, you climb ropes, you up things, this. You go on wood and mortar, you go and take all kind of rifle training, machine gun training, grenades, combat. It's just a multiple of things you go through.
Do you remember any of your instructors?
I remember every one of my instructors.
How did you get through it?
Well, basically, if you love the outdoors and you love physical training, you know, it's something you really look forward to. I look forward to every single day.
Were there many casualties in your unit?
Being that we got changed to a tank division and we were no longer infantry, where the entry, I don't know, in Vietnam, I think there was something like 47,000 fatalities. But we were ready to go several times as an infantry, but we never got shipped out. And then when they changed us to a tank division, we never made it to Vietnam.
Tell me about a couple of your most important memorable experiences.
Well, I'm not really saying I can say everything on your camera here or your phone or your video, but I remember a Pacific time I had some wisdom tooth coming in sort of crooked, and so they had to take me in basic training. This was at Parris Island, that they had to chisel these out, and there was no anesthesia, no nothing at all. And I remember my doctor telling me to put my arm under my chin when he hammered this out. And tears is just coming down my eyes, just running. So that and a few other things. We lost one of our members, some of a mental case on a grenade course. He lit a grenade for his instructor, and he was right next to me and blew him and the instructor up. So there was several things, but those sort of stand out.
What was the food like in the military?
Food was outstanding. I went from about 160 to about 195, and it was pure solid as a rock.
How did you stay in touch with your family?
Basically, when you're in basic training, you know, I think it's about once a week you could write a letter.
Did you feel any pressure or stress?
Not really. There was a lot of them in with us in our platoon and our company that did feel a lot of stress. But since I loved everything they was doing there, I didn't feel any stress whatsoever.
Did you have plenty of supplies?
Well, in basic or in your training for the first few months, they supply all your supplies. So yeah, we had plenty of supplies.
What did you do when on leave? Wait.
Well, you basically, you know, once you put in 6 months in, and then you do this and you do this and thing, you know, you do get a leave after, you know, a period of months, 8 or 9 months, and leave. You get to, you know, you come home or you do this or go somewhere or whatever. So you do get a leave.